Once upon a time, in the beautiful Ajero kingdom, there lived a young girl named ABIKE. She was the daughter of Queen Amanda and King Ao. ABIKE was different from other children. She was very skinny, and her parents worried a lot about her. Queen Amanda and King Ao were proud and loving parents, but they were unhappy with how skinny ABIKE looked. They thought their guests would talk badly about them if they saw her. Whenever they had important visitors, they would hide ABIKE away. One day, there was a grand feast in the palace. The halls were decorated with colorful banners, and the smell of delicious food filled the air. Guests from nearby kingdoms arrived, dressed in their finest clothes. Queen Amanda, feeling nervous, told ABIKE, "You must stay in your room today. We have many guests, and they must not see you." ABIKE nodded sadly. She understood her parents' worry, but wished she could join the fun. She went to her room, a cozy place filled with books, toys, and a big window where she could look out at the kingdom. From her window, she could see the festivities and hear the laughter of the guests. She sat on her bed, reading her favorite book, but her heart longed to be part of the celebration. While the feast went on, a group of children played in the palace garden. They laughed and chased each other around. ABIKE watched them from her window, feeling a pang of loneliness. She often felt left out, staying in her room while the world outside was full of joy and excitement. As the sun set and the feast ended, ABIKE's parents came to her room. Queen Amanda hugged her and said, "I'm sorry, my dear. I wish things were different." ABIKE smiled weakly and replied, "It's okay, mother. I understand." But deep down, she wished she could change how her parents saw her. One day, a wise old woman named Nena visited the kingdom. She was known for her wisdom and kindness. When she arrived at the palace, she noticed ABIKE peeking from behind a curtain. With a gentle smile, Nena approached the queen and asked, "Who is that child hiding over there?" Queen Amanda hesitated, but then decided to be honest. "That is my daughter, ABIKE. She is very skinny, and we are ashamed to let others see her." Nena frowned and said, "You should never hide your child away. Every child is a gift and has something special to offer." That evening, Nena asked to meet ABIKE. The queen reluctantly agreed. When ABIKE came into the room, Nena smiled warmly and took her hand. "You are a beautiful girl, ABIKE. Never let anyone make you feel less than wonderful." Days went by, and ABIKE's friends at school were not kind to her either. During recess, they would play games and laugh together, but they never included ABIKE. One day, ABIKE approached a group of girls playing jump rope. "Can I join you?" she asked hopefully. One of the girls, named Funmi, sneered and said, "You're too skinny, ABIKE. You'll break the rope." Another girl, Ada, giggled and added, "Yes, and besides, we don't want to catch your skinniness." ABIKE felt her heart break. She turned away and sat alone, watching the other children play from a distance. Even the neighbors treated ABIKE poorly. They would gossip about her and make rude comments. One afternoon, as ABIKE walked to the market, she overheard two women talking. "Did you see ABIKE today?" one woman said. "She looks even skinnier than before. It's not normal." The other woman nodded in agreement. "I heard her parents are ashamed of her. They always hide her away when visitors come." ABIKE pretended not to hear them, but their words cut deep. She hurried to the market, wishing she could disappear. ABIKE had an older brother, Tunde, who was strong and healthy. He didn't understand why their parents treated ABIKE differently and often teased her. One evening, as the family gathered for dinner, Tunde looked at ABIKE's plate and said, "Are you sure you can finish all that food? Maybe you should eat less so you don't waste it." ABIKE lowered her head, trying to hold back tears. "I'm trying my best, Tunde," she whispered. Their father, King Ao, glanced at Tunde sternly. "That's enough, Tunde. ABIKE is your sister. You should support her, not mock her." The villagers were not any kinder. They would whisper and stare whenever ABIKE walked through the village. One day, as ABIKE went to fetch water from the well, a group of villagers gathered nearby started talking loudly. "Look at her," one man said. "How can the daughter of the king and queen be so skinny?" Another woman shook her head. "It's a disgrace. They should do something about it." ABIKE felt the weight of their stares and hurriedly filled her bucket, tears streaming down her face. She wished she could be like everyone else and not have to endure their harsh words and judgment. Despite all the unkindness, ABIKE remained gentle and kind. One day, a wise old woman named Nena visited the kingdom. She noticed ABIKE's sadness and decided to speak with her. Nena found ABIKE sitting by herself, looking out at the village. "Hello, ABIKE," Nena said gently. "Why are you so sad?" ABIKE sighed and replied, "Everyone thinks I'm not good enough because I'm skinny. My parents hide me away, my friends tease me, my neighbors gossip, my brother mocks me, and the villagers judge me." Nena smiled kindly. "My dear, true beauty comes from within. You have a beautiful heart, and that is what truly matters." Encouraged by Nena's words, ABIKE decided to show everyone her true worth. She started helping more around the village, using her kind nature to make a positive impact. She cared for the elderly, played with the children, and helped her parents with palace duties. Over time, the villagers began to see ABIKE in a new light. They realized that her skinny appearance did not define her worth. Her kindness, generosity, and loving heart made her truly beautiful. One day, during a village meeting, the chief stood up and said, "We have been wrong to judge ABIKE by her appearance. She has shown us that true beauty comes from within. Let us celebrate her for who she is." From that day on, ABIKE was no longer hidden away or treated poorly. She became a beloved member of the community, known for her inner strength and kindness. Her family, friends, and neighbors learned to appreciate and love her for who she truly was. And so, the story of ABIKE, the skinny girl with a beautiful heart, became a cherished folktale in Ajero Kingdom. It reminded everyone that true beauty is not about appearance, but about the goodness inside.